Welcome to the Think and Grow Well Show. If you allow your doctor, your insurance, or your Uncle Sam to define healthy, or you blame someone else for the way you feel, or you seek the fountain of youth in a prescription bottle, at a needle tip, or along the scalpel's edge, then be advised. You are about to be offended. You should probably leave now.
Anybody can just think and feel better? That's scary. I mean, thoughts aren't regulated by the feds, and no drug company has a patent on them. So thinking thoughts must not be very safe or effective.
If you love feeling frisky and having fun, take responsibility for your own vitality, and want freedom to enjoy epic experiences with folks you love, welcome aboard and prepare to be blown away. The Think and Grow Well Show starts now. Here's your host, Dr. Lori Barr.
Hey, it's Dr. Lori Barr here. Thanks for joining me on Think and Grow Well. And today, I'd like for us to consider the idea about who we surround ourselves with. I was thinking about the shows that I recently created where we talked about changing your mind, changing your perspective, really being aware of all the possibilities when you encounter a life and death situation. And then I remembered a very important thing. You can desire to change your life, and you can start to make changes. And the people around you will do their best to put you right back in the box where you've been comfortable with them for however long you've had the relationship. And even if these are well-meaning friends and family who love you dearly, they define you one way. And when you start to change, it's uncomfortable for them. And in the context of trying to make sure you're living a purposeful life, it's incredibly important to look around you and recognize whether the people who you hang out with every day are living purposeful lives or if they're just going through the motions. So let's talk a little bit about what it looks like to live life on purpose. Have you ever met somebody who, no matter what, they always had a smile, they were encouraging, they were hopeful, they were enthusiastic, and they could always see more possibility than lack of possibility? Chances are that person was living on purpose, at least in one aspect of their lives. And if you can manage it in all aspects, it's just absolutely remarkable. Typically, we'll get on purpose for a little bit, and then we'll get a little off course, and then we'll have to correct, and then we'll be on purpose for a while and get off a little bit, of course, and then have to get back on course. Kind of like an airplane that's going between two cities. You know, even if it's set on autopilot, it gets off course and then gets corrected back so that it keeps going toward the mark over time. So the same is true in our lives, and as you look around you, really start to notice who are the people who are just going through the motions of life. Are they so comfortable in their habits that whenever they don't do the thing they always do, say on a Sunday or a Monday or a Tuesday or any day of the week, then they're out of sorts? They're probably pretty used to just going through the motions. And you know, if you're going through the motions of life, you don't even have to think about living. You can just walk like a zombie through your whole life. So, if you do find yourself surrounded by zombies, people who are just going through the motions of living, what are you supposed to do? I mean, you may love these people. Well, it's a challenge, and it's time to introduce yourself to some new friends. to introduce some people into your circle who are living purposefully. And you may find that you have to reach out to a whole new group to find people who will stretch you just a little bit more so that you get excited about your life's purpose. And you may say, well, life is just what you're dealt. And the circumstances you find yourself in may not always be of your choosing. Yet what you make of that, the way you exercise your freedom of choice, makes all the difference in the world.
Your next steps.
So your action step for this episode is to actually sit down and make a list of the top 5 people you spend time with. Chances are these are going to be a couple people from work, a couple people in your house, and maybe a couple of other people. And then, just give them on a scale of 1 to 10. Are they living with purpose, on purpose, or are they just going through the motions? 0 if they're going through the motions completely on autopilot. 10 if they're living fully on purpose all the time. And then rate yourself. And let's say you give yourself, I wouldn't give myself a 10 because I always want to have a little room to keep growing because you can keep growing forever in this regard. So let's say you give yourself a 7. If you give yourself a 7 and everybody around you is a 0, it's time to introduce some new friends into your group. And the easiest thing to do next is to expand your circle of influence out a little bit and look at who else you already know who might be living on purpose. And think of ways you can integrate them in to more of your life. Again, you're going to be looking in the places where you spend the most time. Is that work? Is that church? Is that at your kids' soccer games? Where are you spending your time? And where are the people who are living on purpose in that environment? And how can you get closer to them over time? That's your assignment for this week. Can't wait to see what happens with that. So please go to drloribarr.com and leave me a voicemail and tell me what you think. Tell me where you are. Tell me what you've surrounded yourself with and how you are adjusting that so that you're living more on purpose more easily. Because it's all about finding a way to do this with ease and looking for more flow and more possibility.
Information in this show and the accompanying descriptions, show notes, and links is provided for informational purposes only. The information is a result of years of practice experience by the author and show guests. This information is not intended as a substitute for the advice provided by your physician, attorney, accountant, or other professional. Do not disregard professional advice or delay in seeking professional advice because of something you have seen, heard, or read related to this show. Information in this show and the accompanying descriptions, show notes, and links, and the use of any products or services trialed or purchased by you does not create a doctor-patient relationship, attorney-client relationship, or any other professional client relationship between you and any of the providers affiliated with this show. Information and statements regarding health regimens, drugs, and/or dietary supplements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or any information contained on or in any product label or packaging. Always speak with your physician or other healthcare professional before taking any medication or nutritional, herbal, or homeopathic supplement or using any treatment for a health problem. If you have or suspect you have a medical, legal, and/or accounting problem, contact your healthcare provider, attorney, and/or accounting provider promptly.
I'm Dr. Lori Barr. This is Think and Grow Well. Remember, one idea is all it takes to change your world.
Psst, be aware. Vitality is an inside job. Trust your spirit, make up your mind, and get your body in gear. There are no second chances.